All right, hey everyone. Getting ready for a boat rigger interview. Cool. We're diving deep today into what makes a boat rigger tick, and more importantly, how to ace that interview. We're not just talking slapping an outboard on this is precision work, making sure every system on a boat is running smooth and safe.
It is. It really is. It's like a blend of, real hardcore technical stuff and then this almost artistic side to it.
Yeah, like you're building a symphony,
Right.
right? But with wires and winches instead of instruments. So we've got some awesome resources for this deep dive.
We do.
We're going to be pulling from RoleCatcher's insights. We've got a great breakdown of the different stages in a boat rigger's career, which is super helpful to know going in.
Absolutely. It shows you're thinking long term.
Exactly. And of course, we got those classic interview questions everyone wants to know how to handle. But we're not just going to give you the textbook answers.
No way.
We're going to break down what the interviewer is really looking for, how to tailor your answers, and even how RoleCatcher's AI can give you a secret weapon most people don't even know about.
It's like having an expert in your pocket. But first, before we get all tactical, let's paint a picture. Imagine yourself in a boatyard or down at the marina.
Oh, I love that. The smell of salt air, the sounds of, tools clanking, seagulls squawking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Boats of all shapes and sizes, each one a unique puzzle to solve. You're working with a team, other riggers, mechanics, electricians, maybe even the boat owner breathing down your neck a little bit.
Yeah, can't forget about them.
Yeah.
But seriously, it's collaborative, it's problem solving, it's hands-on. What's not to love?
Right. And the industry's always changing too. New tech coming out all the time, electric engines, crazy navigation systems. Got to stay on top of it.
Totally. Shows you're invested, not just stuck in the past. But okay, enough daydreaming. Let's get down to business. That interview's coming up, and probably one of the first things they'll ask is, tell me about your experience as a boat rigger. Seems simple, right?
It does, but it's a trap. So many people just regurgitate their resume.
Ugh, the worst. So what do you do instead?
Tell a story. Don't just list jobs. Pick out projects, challenges, things that show off your skills.
Okay, so instead of saying, I worked at XYZ Marina for 2 years.
You say, at XYZ Marina, I tackled this crazy electrical problem that had everyone stumped. It took me a week. I had to rewire half the boat, but I learned a ton about, whatever it taught you.
So it's showing them what you can do, not just where you've been.
Exactly. And even if you're just starting out, you can still find relevant stories. Maybe you worked on cars, fixed your friend's sailboat, anything that shows you're mechanically inclined.
This is where RoleCatcher comes in clutch, right?
Oh, yeah. Their AI analyzes the job description and tells you exactly which skills to highlight. It's like having a cheat sheet.
Love that. Okay, so you wow them with your experience. Now they're going to hit you with safety. Always a big one. How do you ensure the safety of the boats and the crew during rigging?
It's not just about knowing the rules. It's about showing that safety's ingrained in everything you do.
So don't just say, I wear my safety glasses.
Right. Give specifics. Before starting any job, I do a thorough inspection of the work area, looking for trip hazards, ensuring proper ventilation, that kind of thing.
And then I make sure all my tools are in good working order.
And I always use lockout procedures when working on electrical systems. See? You're showing them you take it seriously, you know what you're talking about.
And again, RoleCatcher's got your back here. Their AI can give you examples of specific safety protocols used in the industry. Make sure you sound like a pro.
It's like having a safety manual right there. Okay, now they want to know you're not just a one-trick pony. How do you stay up to date on the latest rigging techniques and technology? Time to show you're a lifelong learner.
So don't just say, I read boating magazine.
Nope. Get specific. I subscribe to Professional Boat Builder. I follow the Boat Riggers Association website. I'm taking a course on whatever the latest hot tech is.
Ooh, name-dropping those industry sources is smart. Shows you're in the loop.
And don't forget to mention those new technologies we talked about earlier. Electric propulsion, advanced navigation.
Yeah.
The stuff that's changing the game.
Right. Shows you're excited about the future of the field, not just stuck in the old ways.
Exactly. And guess what? RoleCatcher can actually analyze industry trends and suggest specific courses or certifications that can boost your profile.
It's like having a career counselor who's always one step ahead. Okay, so now they're going to test your problem-solving skills.
Right.
Have you ever had to troubleshoot a rigging problem during a project? How did you handle it? Classic.
This is where you get to shine. Everyone loves a good story about overcoming a challenge.
So pick a good one, something that shows off your critical thinking skills.
Maybe a tricky electrical problem or a steering system that just wouldn't cooperate.
And then walk them through it step by step. How did you identify the problem?
What resources did you use? Diagrams, manuals, that crusty old sea dog who's seen it all.
Uh-huh, exactly. And most importantly, what did you learn from the experience?
They want to see that you can not only fix things, but that you grow from those challenges.
And this is where RoleCatcher's AI feedback feature is gold. You can practice your answer, and it'll tell you if you're being clear, concise, impactful.
It's like having a coach critique your performance.
Hmm.
And speaking of problem solving, there's another question that's kind of a cousin to that. What's your process for making sure a rigging project gets done on time and, doesn't blow the budget?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Might seem like it's more for experienced riggers, but even if you're starting out, you can show you've got that organizational brain.
Right. It's about thinking things through.
Think back to any project, really. Could be outside of boats, even. Did you organize an event, plan a trip, maybe even build something?
A bookshelf, a birdhouse, anything.
Exactly. And how did you make sure it got done, without going crazy?
Break it down. How did you approach it? What were the steps? Did you make a list, a timeline? How'd you stay on track?
Ooh. And don't forget communication. Did you keep everyone updated? Flag any issues early. That's huge, no matter your experience level.
Shows you're thinking ahead, being proactive. And you know what's cool? RoleCatcher's AI can actually peek into how real rigging teams manage projects.
No way. Like trade secrets?
Kinda. It gives you insights into best practices so you're not just winging it.
That's amazing. Okay, let's talk quality. How do you make sure your rigging work meets the highest standards? This is where you show off that pride in your work.
It is. And again, be specific.
Don't just say, I'm a perfectionist.
Right. Tell them how you double-check everything.
I use calibrated tools.
I follow manufacturer specs to the letter.
And before I call it done, I test every system multiple times.
There you go. Shows you're not cutting corners. Safety and equality are top of mind.
And this is where RoleCatcher's AI feedback is so helpful. You can practice your answer, and it'll tell you if you're hitting those key points, sounding confident.
It's like having a quality control expert critique your work. Okay, moving on to people skills. Because let's be honest, this job's not just about boats.
It's about people. How do you build and maintain strong relationships with, clients, team members, everybody on a project?
The human element. So important.
So what are they really asking here?
They want to know if you can communicate clearly, listen well, work collaboratively, all that good stuff.
And handle those tricky situations, like explaining something technical to someone who doesn't know a halyard from a...
from a hole in the water.
Right.
Or what about when you disagree with a coworker? How'd you handle that?
Calmly, professionally, hopefully. But give them a concrete example. Shows you've been there, done that.
And keep in mind, how you answer this can change depending on where you are in your career.
Ooh, good point. Like as an entry-level rigger.
You might talk about being eager to learn from the more experienced folks, being a good team player.
But as you move up,
You're highlighting how you build consensus, how you mentor others, how you create a positive work environment.
you're the leader, not just the follower. And guess what? RoleCatcher can analyze your answer and give you tips on how to sound more assertive, more empathetic, more whatever the situation calls for.
It's like having a communication coach in your back pocket. Okay, let's tackle a toughie. How do you handle conflicts or disagreements with team members? Because let's face it,
They happen. And how you deal with them says a lot about you.
it does. So don't try to pretend you're perfect, never had a disagreement in your life.
That's just not believable.
Pick a real example, something you learned from.
And walk them through it. How would you approach the situation? Did you listen to both sides? Communicate clearly? Find a compromise that worked for everyone?
And did it change how you approach things now? Maybe you're better at preventing those conflicts in the first place.
That shows growth, maturity, which interviewers love to see. And again, RoleCatcher can give you a peek behind the curtain here.
It can show you how successful teams handle conflict, give you some strategies to try out.
It's like getting insider tips from the pros. Okay, last question in this section time to really sell yourself. What do you think are the most important qualities for a boat rigger to have?
This is your chance to shine. We've talked about a lot of skills and traits today. Which ones resonate most with you?
Is it the technical expertise, the problem solving, the attention to detail?
Safety, teamwork, work ethic, passion for boats. It's all in the mix.
But don't just list them. Explain why they matter. Connect it back to the real world.
Like you could say, attention to detail is crucial because a single loose connection could put the entire crew at risk.
Or teamwork's essential because rigging involves so many different people, Everyone needs to be on the same page.
And guess what? RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze tons of job descriptions and tell you which qualities are most in demand right now.
So you're not just guessing. You're giving them what they're looking for. It's like having a personal branding expert in your corner. Welcome back. Now, remember all those questions we just talked about? How do your answers change as you move up in your boat rigger career? Because it's not like you just learn more skills, you learn how to talk about them differently, right?
It's true. It's true. It's like, you're leveling up. So that first question, walk me through your experience. Early on, it was all about showing you're eager, you want to learn.
Yeah, you're the newbie, soaking it all up.
Right. But now, let's say you're a junior rigger. You've got some wins under your belt.
You got stories to tell.
Exactly. So instead of just saying what you did, you're saying how you did it and how it made a difference.
So it's less I worked on this boat, more like I tackled this tricky repair on my own and shaved hours off the usual time.
Boom. Showing initiative, problem-solving skills, all that good stuff.
And then, senior rigger level.
Oh, now you're talking about leading projects, mentoring teams, solving problems, and no one else could figure out.
You're the go-to expert.
Right. It's like I don't just do the job, I make the whole operation better. Okay, how about safety? Remember, early on, it's all about showing you know the rules, you follow them religiously.
You're the poster child for safety.
Haha, right. But as you gain experience, you're not just following the rules, you're helping to improve them.
You're spotting potential hazards, suggesting better ways to do things.
You're leading the safety charge.
Yeah.
And that question about staying up to date, early on, it's great to show you're reading, taking courses.
You're the eager student.
But at a senior level, you're the teacher. You're bringing those new ideas to the team, maybe even training others.
You're the one pushing the industry forward.
Exactly. Okay, now problem solving. Those stories you told early on, now they're case studies. You're explaining how you tackled unique, complex problems, maybe even developed new techniques that everyone's now using.
You're the innovator.
Right. And that question about project management, staying on time, on budget, at the senior level, you're thinking big picture. You're analyzing how the whole team works, suggesting systems to improve efficiency.
You're practically running the show.
You are. And quality. It's not just about doing good work. It's about setting the standard. You're the one training others, making sure everyone's on the same page.
You're building a reputation for excellence.
And relationships. You're not just a team player, you're a team builder. You're mentoring, resolving conflicts, creating a positive work environment. You're shaping the culture.
And conflict resolution. You're not just handling it, you're preventing it. Putting systems in place, making sure everyone feels heard, disagreements get resolved constructively.
You're the peacemaker. So you see, it's not just about gaining skills, it's about how you present yourself, how you frame those skills, and how you show you've grown as a leader.
It's about showing that evolution.
And RoleCatcher can be such a valuable tool throughout this whole journey. It can help you adjust your answers, pick the right stories, highlight those leadership qualities at every stage.
It's like having a coach who grows along with you. So as you go into those interviews, remember, be confident, be authentic, and show them not just what you know, but WHO you are as a boat rigger.
And how far you've come. With the right prep and the right tools, you're going to crush it. Best of luck out there.
That's it for our deep dive on acing your boat rigger interview. Hope you're feeling pumped and ready to show those interviewers what you're made of. Until next time, fair winds and following seas.